Good morning, everyone. Glad to see some of you came back for our revenue session. I think you're going to be glad you attended this one. And are lots of great opportunities in this area as a career and profession. I'm going to introduce a couple of our folks, team members first. I'm Joan Barrett, the President and General Manager here at WCNC Charlotte. And joining us is Lauren Beckerly, who's been our invite Zoom expert in getting this all set up. And then Stephanie Mackey, our brand manager you've met, who's been facilitating the Zoom sessions. And then also joining us today is Nicole Henderson. Give a wave, Nicole. She is our director of sales here at WCNC in Charlotte. So she is over this department of people. And then John Casson is here today too from our partner at CSB Media Arts Center. You're going to hear about the scholarship that they're awarding at the afternoon marketing session. And then also want to thank our partners, the Charlotte Area Association of Black Journalists. So now I'll introduce our esteemed trainers today. You're going to love these guys. They are full of energy. I'm going to kick it to Lauren, who is our digital sales manager, and she'll kick us off.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Joan. Like Joan mentioned, I'm the digital sales manager here at WCNC, and we're going to tell you all about what that means and all of the various opportunities that we have here soon. I've been in broadcast and advertising sales for just about 10 years now. I've been with WCNC for just over 4 years, and we're excited to get to know you guys and share all the great opportunities, again, that are in this department that a lot of people may not think about when you first get into the broadcast industry. So now I'm going to kick it over to Rick Del Campo, who is our national sales manager.
All right. Well, thank you, Lauren. Lauren is one of our rock stars. Truly love her being on our team. As Lauren mentioned, my name is Rick Del Campo. I am the station's national sales manager. What is a national sales manager? Well, we're going to dive into all of that here shortly. So again, as they all mentioned, thank you all for joining us today. It's amazing to have you all here with us, and hope you guys get a lot of it. This is our 7th session here, right? On a pathway to a career to local television. And we're going to talk about broadcast sales, marketing, consulting, right? So what are we going to talk about specifically today? Let's dive into it, right? What does a sales department do at a local television? We'll get into all of that. What are some of the things that we do solution-wise to help our advertisers? We're going to go over the overview of our jobs and what you can find in a typical sales department. And then finally, we're going to talk about some of the things you can do right now to prepare yourself for a job inside of broadcast sales, right? So we're going to dive into all of that. But first, we're a very fun group, right? We're very interactive. Come off mute or put it into the chat. What is it that you think off the top of your mind that a sales department does in local television, right? Put it in the chat, come off mute, no wrong answers. Feel free to dive that in there if you can. Manages purchases. Absolutely. We sell ad time. Absolutely. Great answer. Sell advertising space. Yep. Come up with ways to increase advertisers. I love that. Make deals about what commercials will be put up in air and how long. Absolutely. All great answers. That's exactly what we do and so much more. We're going to go on to the next slide. So all great answers, right? We do more than just sell commercials, right? It's wonderful to sell commercials. It's always fun to see those fun Geico commercials or State Farm commercials, but we do a lot more. One of our former leaders at the station put it best, right? When they told us that what we do in a nutshell, what we do is we level the playing field to help any size business to compete and win. And what does that mean, right? Obviously, we have the big behemoth companies of the world. We have the Walmarts, we have Target, we have Fords and Chrysler, all of who we work with and are great pillars of our station. But more so than that, we help our local advertisers. We work with our local businesses here and help them compete and win. And what that looks like for them, whether that's foot traffic, traffic to their website, help them grow as a local business. That's our local car dealerships. That is our restaurants. That's our healthcare industry here in the market. You name it. We want to be able to use our megaphone, which is the biggest megaphone in all of media, to help them compete and win and help their businesses grow. We take our sales team out and we try to unlock their marketing potential and achieve their goals. We sit, we consult with them, and we're marketing consultants at heart. We talk with them to figure out what is it that we can do to help them achieve what they're looking for. We also provide a comprehensive solution, a 360-degree kind of approach to their marketing strategy, not just television, digital, you name it. We want to make sure that we have everything that they need to be successful. And of course, I've been with Tegna for 7 years now. I've been in the industry for 21, but Tegna has been absolutely wonderful at helping not only the advertisers out, but also helping the people that work with them. So with the power of Tegna behind us, good is, what fuels everything that we do. But quickly, take a look at this video.
At Tegna, we are for good. We believe good people can make a difference, and good companies can help them do it.
Let's throw it aside of good things happening.
For decades, our stories have served the greater good of our communities, but it doesn't stop there. You see, our story is about telling your story. You can't trust just anyone to do it right, because not all media companies are created equal. A good media company provides unmatched video solutions that reach targeted audiences across television, digital, and streaming. With 64 trusted brands in 51 markets, a good media company is locally rooted and nationally amplified, offering scale that reaches 48 million TV homes and generates 200 million visitors and video views combined every month. A good media company is accredited by others. For instance, being a ComScore Top 50 multi-platform publisher or an OTT brand that's tag certified against fraud. A good media company focuses on outcomes and performance. They equip you with attribution and monitoring tools that provide actionable results.
We are just so excited for Tegna Attribution here. It's really going to be a game changer for us.
A good media company hires and retains the best talent. Recognized industry, local market, and subject matter experts who deliver results, who use data and insights to understand your business, customers, and competitors, who provide expert consultation on strategy, media planning, and creative development. Phenomenal reach, leading solutions, impeccable service, and award-winning work have earned Tegna the trust of tens of thousands of businesses. We are Tegna, doing good for the greater success of our people, partners, and communities. Tegna, be in good company.
I always love that. It always jazzes me up. So as I mentioned in the video, the biggest thing that we have is our megaphone, right? We're looking at, in this market, 2.1 million people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of eyeballs. And we use our wonderful team here, from news to marketing to engineering, you name it, to build a great brand locally. And with that, we go in back to our advertisers and help them reach those 2.1 million people. That's a lot of people. And again, we have to admit, it's very, very fun selling commercials. And you might recognize some of the things we're about to show you, but it happens only 4 years. But here is a quick look at what we have to sell next month in the Summer Olympics.
The biggest event in the world is just around the corner.
The Tokyo Summer Games are fast approaching, and while the top athletes in the world have their eyes set on the gold, the Carolinas will be tuned in to WCNC Charlotte.
It's the equivalent of an entire year of primetime marketing packed into 17 amazing can't-miss days. More than half of all eyes pointed to the television will be glued right here to WCNC Charlotte.
We've sent reporters to the Summer Olympics, and this year will be no different. While our NBC partners capture each and every moment, WCNC Charlotte finds the fun, the local, and the outrageous.
This is important to us and our advertisers because research shows when people start watching, they keep watching.
Plus, the latest sports ratings show that audiences are now clamoring for sports in a whole new way.
So when the biggest global sporting event does arrive, WCNC Charlotte and our partners will be right in the middle of it all. And there's never a better time to come along for the ride.
Obviously, with the pandemic, the Super Bowl, the Olympics took a year hiatus, but we're coming back next month. It's ultra exciting because it is literally the biggest event in television. We love the Super Bowl. We love our Walking Dead. We love our other TV shows, but nothing reaches more eyeballs than the Olympics. Literally on any given primetime night, WCNC will reach over 200,000 people. That's literally filling up Bank of America Stadium more than 3 times. That's a lot of eyeballs. And we're going to use those 17 days of the Olympics to make sure that our advertisers are reaching you, reaching me with their products and their services, and helping them get to the goals that they're needing for their business. And it doesn't stop there. We have this thing called the Super Bowl that we get to sell in February, and of course the Winter Olympics in 2022. So a lot of great things that we get to have at our disposal to help advertisers reach, again, the people in our market. And the next slide, I think we're going to show you a couple of more things that go deeper into what we do. Obviously, we have airtime that we sell. We have great events, but we also have great stuff like our lifestyle show, Charlotte Today, that we have Eugene, Mia, our anchors, take part in every day at 11 a.m. And it's a wonderful show. Take a quick look at our lifestyle show, Charlotte Today.
Summertime, Eugene, is the best time to put some fresh veggies on the grill. Maybe you can do that while you're watching basketball. And every month we are going to feature a Cooking with Compare segment to show you the best ways to get the most flavor from your food. And so this morning, Chef Santana is grilling up some summer veggies from Compare Foods.
Cooking with Compare is sponsored by Compare Foods.
Hey everybody, I'm Chef Santana Burris and you're watching Cooking with Compare Foods. Today we're talking about grilling vegetables. Now to prepare these, we're going to use my garlic herb marinade as well as my all-purpose seasoning.
Yeah, so these are wonderful opportunities for our advertisers to use something a lot bigger than our 30 seconds or 15-second spots and dots, as we like to call them. They go deeper in these 2 to 5 minute long videos from Charlotte Today and go deeper into their business with Compare Foods and cooking and going into some of the things that they offer as a grocery store. And it looks pretty good. It's one of the other benefits of being at the station is when they come and start cooking, they also have something for the rest of us as well to eat. But it doesn't stop there, right? We also give back to the community. We have promotions and sponsorships that we work with, like this Hyundai Hometown Heroes. If you haven't heard it, our Hyundai dealers here in Charlotte have a great footprint, not only with their marketing, but they want to give back. And in prior years, including this year, they've given away 4 cars to 4 deserving heroes in our community, centered around teachers, military, nurses, and other categories as well, first responders, but giving away a brand new car to them. How amazing is that? And here's a look at our last winner, our teacher from this coming May. We're this past May.
Congratulations, Nikki Warren, the newest Hyundai Hometown Hero. Your Charlotte area Hyundai dealers and WCNC Charlotte are proud to give you a brand new Hyundai Santa Fe. It's our way to say thank you to all our teachers.
How exciting is for one of your teachers to get a brand new car. This was one of my favorite ones that just happened last month. And I can't tell you how good it feels to help not only our advertisers, but to help somebody in our community. And I'm going to toss it over to Lauren now to talk about some of the digital things that we have at the station.
All right, thank you, Rick. And like Rick mentioned, we love being able to sell all of the amazing commercials and all of the events and things like that for our clients, but we don't stop there because as I'm sure you guys know, in this day and age, a marketing plan typically doesn't just consist of just television advertising anymore. It's so much more in this digital world that we're living in. And thankfully, with the power of Tegna, like you saw in the first video behind us, we are able to be that full service, essentially advertising agency to our clients. We can do it all for them. And that's so important when making a successful campaign. And again, at the end of the day, helping them meet their business goals. So what are those things that we sell? Well, have you guys ever, let's say, looked at a pair of shoes on a website and then it just seems that those ads follow you everywhere? Yes, we sell those. Or an ad that you watch before an online video plays. Say you're watching YouTube or anything else and you see that video, we call that pre-roll and we sell those. If you've ever visited WCNC.com or checked out our Facebook, checked out our Instagram, all kinds of sponsorship opportunities on there as well, where again, we can really integrate everything together to make the best campaign possible for our partners. And so the last piece, which is a little bit newer, in which we kind of always joke that as a broadcast TV company, sometimes we hate to admit it that a lot of people these days watch streaming televisions. Anyone here watch anything streaming? You use an app, you use your Fire Stick or Apple TV or Roku or something like that. Yeah, I see some hands raising. Okay, perfect. Well, us too, and we totally get it. And so we actually can sell those commercials as well. So what's great about that? So yes, we have the big megaphone on WCNC, so we can get the commercial out to so many people. But then we can also reach those people who might stream their television, making sure that our advertisers don't miss out on any audience. So let's take a look at what that looks like when you're having that discussion with an advertiser. All right, so I think that is a great example of, something that would be a tool that you would be given as someone, in the marketing and sales department, to be able to start a conversation with an advertiser, to be able, to give them just a little bit of something to pique an interest, to have a conversation with you, to really be able to, at the end of the day, have that great business conversation with them. But the last piece, really before we dive into the various opportunities and positions within our department, something that's really, really important to us as well is proving that our clients' advertising is working. Because again, what do? We level the playing field for any size business to compete and to win. And we sell them any type of solution. We will do anything to make sure that that is what is happening. So take a look at what we call Tegna attribution and how we prove that our clients' advertising is delivering results.
As a business owner and marketer, you want a partner that can maximize your media spend and help grow your business. But do you ever confidently know how much your TV and OTT advertising budget does for you? You will with Tegna attribution.
That's because it's the most complete attribution solution available today.
Built with closed-loop attribution technology, it not only tells you when your ads ran and how many people saw those ads, but what actions those people took after seeing your ads.
Either in a single market or across Tegna's nationwide footprint, Tegna attribution measures if people who saw your ad went to your website and what pages they viewed. We can also tell if they visited one of your store locations. We can determine which day, program, or creative was the most effective in driving visits.
Together, we'll help you make data-driven decisions, improve your marketing efficiency, and create a roadmap for successful future campaigns.
Let's connect to discuss how Tegna attribution can help grow your business today.
Visit TegnaMarketingSolutions.com for more information.
So that's ultra important, right? And the day and age, the beginning of advertising, people would just throw things out there and see what worked, right? In this day and age where we have analytics, we have so much technology, being able to actually figure out what it is that is working, or rather what isn't working, and tweaking those to make sure they're working a little better is extra important. And a lot of media companies do not have that. So for Tegna to have and invest in such a program for their advertisers is something that will continue to help our local business owners and obviously our national business owners as well to be more successful at what they do so they can figure out what is or isn't working. So what are the couple of things that we have in our sales department when you're looking at broadcasting sales or rather marketing consulting? We have multiple opportunities to be a part of our department. And our positions range from anywhere from being an account executive. We're going to dive into all of these. An account executive, we have our sales leadership team like myself and Lauren. And of course, we have account managers, traffic coordinators, and they vary from station to station. But for us, these are some of the positions that we have in our sales department. And then we're going to dive into real quickly what that department looks like. So when you look at our org chart coming up on the next slide, you'll see obviously our station is run by the wonderful Joan Barrett, who is our vice president and general manager of the station. But our department in sales is run by director of sales, which is Nicole Henderson. She is our leader of our team. And then we have, again, the sales management team, which is the local sales managers, myself, the national and the digital sales manager. And of course, we have an account executive. So that's just a basic org chart that we have that's part of our sales department. And it all plays well together so we can, again, make sure that everyone is successful at what they're doing. And then we're going to dive into the account executive. Lauren?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Rick. So, the first position that we wanted to discuss today is our account executive position. So, these are the people that in the true sense of a salesperson that, you're going to first think of now. But at the end of the day, we are not just salespeople. As we just reviewed, we are people who help businesses grow. We are creative. We come up with solutions. We do not sell. We don't even like calling ourselves salespeople. We are.
Hold
on. Y'all good? We are marketing consultants. And so what do? We're relationship builders. So the account executive's prime responsibility is to build those relationships. So to build those relationships with businesses, to come up with strategic plans, to make sure that we're doing the right thing for those businesses to help them grow and in turn to help grow the revenue of the station. And of course, account executives have budgets that they have to meet and everything like that. But that all comes from essentially having true business conversations. So what do? They make a connection. And how do they do that? Well, that has gotten, a little bit different in our Zoom COVID world. Previously account executives, we would call that they would, be out in the streets. They would go to businesses. They would go meet their clients. They would take a client to lunch. They would always be out meeting people, but that has changed a little bit. So, now being in this Zoom world, we use things like LinkedIn to make connections, even other social media sometimes. Of course, we call, we email, we do Zooms with them, but we've gotten really, really creative in making those connections. So I want to give you guys a look at a connection that one of our account executives created. And this actually ended up in her getting a meeting and making a sale. So take a look.
Hey, Ann, my name is Kelsey Lazarus, and this is my beautiful coworker, Sam. I, as a dog lover, wanted to reach out to you today. I work for WCNC, we're the NBC affiliate here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where you guys have a handful of Hollywood feed locations. I wanted to see if you and I could have a little bit of time together. I think that what you guys have to offer and what I have to offer would be a great partnership to drive business and awareness for your stores. Something that sets WCNC apart, which I think is very important for you, if I had to guess, is that our audience has the highest disposable income. So what that means for you is our viewers are spoiling the heck out of their dogs, just like I do with mine. So if you have some time on your calendar next week, I would love to get together with you for about 15 to 30 minutes, talk a little bit about what you guys need to accomplish and how we could assist in doing that. Something that also sets WCNC apart, aside from our amazing audience, is that we offer attribution. I'm not sure if that's something you're familiar with or not, but marketers have always been asking us for a way to track return on investment. And that's exactly what attribution is able to do. We can tell you when people are watching your commercials. We can tell you which day parts are performing the best, which ad is performing the best if you have multiple versions of creative, and a bunch of other high quality data points. I would love to share more with you. Please let me know when you have time on your calendar next week, and I hope this is the beginning of something fun. And Sam says, thank you for your consideration. We'll talk soon.
Well, Sam is not a paid actor, all right?
I was going to say, so in the chat, Shayla said, you guys are now, I see Hollywood feed commercials all the time. And hey, that's how it works. You know, we make those connections. We have those discussions. We put together a creative solution, and then you see it on television. There's nothing more rewarding as an account executive than seeing that come to life on TV. So now Rick's going to tell you guys about our account manager position.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, and that's just a perfect example of how we've transitioned in a kind of a, again, a pandemic world to still connect with our advertisers. And that was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for her, Kelsey, to go out here and get close to a potentially six-figure deal with a client. So kudos to her and the team for putting things like that together. Now the account manager position. The account manager position in our station is what we like to call our backbone. It's a backbone of our sales department. Why is it our backbone? It's because they're the ones that are managing our actual campaigns from beginning to end. Not that we sell something and forget about it and move on. The AEs have the direct communication with our clients, but the account managers are the ones that make sure that when we sell a solution, that solution is being worked on from beginning to end. They're the point of contact and coordinates the full efforts of the entire team members and fulfillment. We execute it from beginning and make sure that at the end that a client gets all the results that they're looking for. And again, make sure they have a strong ROI. So again, some of the things that they do, they work with all departments in the station, including our technical media marketing solution to fulfill sponsorships and promotions. They demonstrate a proof of performance for our customer campaigns and provide them with anything from spot times to posts to making sure that our digital creative is running smoothly, and then try to upsell them on some opportunities, right? And then of course they partner with the account executives every day to ensure those campaigns are going well. So definitely the backbone of our sales department, because without them, we don't have someone at that end making sure that everything is going smoothly from beginning to end. And then we're going to move on to the next slide. I think Lauren's going to talk about our traffic coordinator. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So another absolute pillar of the sales department. So you might be asking, traffic, well, what the heck does that have to do with sales? But what our traffic coordinator does is make sure that the right commercials run in the right spots. So think about all the commercials that you guys see. Now think about if you were watching television for a full 24 hours, how many commercials would be there? Well, it is our traffic coordinator's responsibility to make sure that in every break, as we call it, which is, your break in programming where you see the commercials, that the right commercials are placed there for the right advertisers and that the actual right creative of a commercial is running. So, we never would want for it to be, Memorial Day just passed. Lots of advertisers do Memorial Day sales and things like that. Well, the Tuesday after Memorial Day, we definitely don't want those running anymore. And that is what the traffic coordinator's responsibility is for, to make sure that the right commercials are running at exactly the right times.
Yeah, never want to have if you're like me, I'm a Belk fan. I love going to Belk. And all of a sudden I see a commercial 2 days after the sale ended, right? So we don't want that to happen. So our traffic coordinator teams are very instrumental to making sure, again, that as Lauren mentioned, that their creative runs very smoothly and exactly where they're supposed to be. So it has continuity. Now we're going to talk about sales leadership team. The sales leadership team, to be quite honest, is last on this, right? Our pillars of our station on the sales department are exact what we said. Our team, our account executive, our account manager, the traffic coordinators, they're the ones that run our department. What we do as the sales leadership team, and we take it quite seriously, is just to help them and move everything out of the way so they can be successful. We're just coaches for all intents and purposes, and making sure that they have everything and anything that they need to be successful at what they do. One of the things that we want to do is making sure that they have all of the bandwidth, making sure that if they need anything, we're available to them. And we're broken down again by different things. Our national sales manager, like myself, that works on how would you put it, the transactional on some more bigger advertiser across the nation. Our local sales managers work with our teams here and our local businesses here, and of course digital. It's a self-explanatory. Lauren, who's amazing, works with our team and making sure all things digital are going smoothly. Again, we take this very seriously because a lot of the things that we do are making sure that they are instrumental at what they do. Lauren?
All right, so what are some skills that are going to set you up for success and things that really you can start thinking about and start working on now? So number one, I'm sure Rick would agree with this, by far is going to be your time management skills, especially, as an account executive. You got to essentially think of yourself as an entrepreneur. You have all the time in the world to, go talk to these businesses and grow these businesses and, propose solutions and things like that. But you've got to use your time very, very wisely. You have to put in the time to make enough calls, to have enough conversations, to set yourself up for success. So absolutely number one is going to be time management. You get to be a little bit more independent in sales. So you got to make sure that you are making the best of all of your time. Active listening and communication skills. So, this is something that, we've talked about a little bit, if you're a reporter, if you're having one of those or an MMJ, having those conversations also very important. But making sure that, you've got to always be thinking of the next question you're going to ask a business when you're talking to them, but you have to be listening. You have to be listening for what are their needs, what are their goals, so that you're really able to develop something that'll be successful for them. Presentation skills, public speaking skills. So I would definitely recommend, this is obviously a PowerPoint presentation. Get good at that. Get good at being able to put something together that looks very nice, and then get good at presenting it. A lot of people don't like public speaking. I definitely did not like it whatsoever when I was in high school, when I was even in college. But being in sales and really, really practicing that, practicing my presentations, practicing having conversations, it just starts to become really, really natural to you. So, another thing that you can really work on and practice throughout college or whatever that may be. Social engagement, making sure that, don't be afraid to go up and talk to someone, and just being able to engage and have conversations. Critical thinking, there's going to be all kinds of times, man, I have all these great solutions, but what's going to work best for this advertiser? So really thinking and really, getting creative and coming up with ideas. We have account executives who also this is the commercial that I think would be great. So they'll work with our creative department. So, just getting creative and having those critical thinking skills. Also problem solving skills. There's going to be a different challenge every day. We always say that no day in sales is ever the same. And that's really true. So, getting good at being able to figure out where rates are going to work and, is this working for this advertiser and things like that. And just being able to solve problems. Negotiation skills always going to be important in sales. So, you can't be afraid to ask for the sale. It feels kind of weird at first asking for someone's money or for asking for someone to invest in something. But, having the confidence that it's going to work for them and portraying that to them goes a long way in terms of negotiation. Teamwork, you got to work as a team. We just went through, all of the various positions and roles, which are kind of just the top of the iceberg of the different positions that we have. But all four of those positions are a team. The account executive has to work with the account manager, who has to work with the traffic coordinator, who all have to work with the sales manager to make sure that we are doing everything correct that is promised to our businesses. Have some business acumen. If you have the chance to take some business classes in college, go for it. Because, being able to really have a true business conversation, that goes a long way with a business owner. When you're able to, understand their challenges and understand what a solution could be to overcome those, really does help in the sales process. And lastly, you got to be confident. If you're not confident in what you have to sell, no one's listening to you is ever going to be confident in it either. So being able to learn about every solution, every product, and just get so comfortable with it that it becomes second nature, and really truly believe that you know you are doing the right thing and you know what you are pitching to someone is going to work. Confidence is, I would say, probably number 2 after time management, is, just going into every discussion with the confidence that you know what you are doing, and that you know that it's going to set a business up for success.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Lauren, right? Time management 1, confidence 2, and of course the communication skills, right? You got to love to talk to people. That's what we do every single day. At the end of the day, we are, again, marketing consultants, and we go out and we talk to people. Where else can you go to be so much? It's so much fun to be able to go and talk to people, find out about them, listen about what they're looking for, and then help them out. It's very satisfying to be able to do that. So what can you do right now to set yourself up for a career in broadcast sales? Well, continue to take advantage of things like these sessions. Again, we want to thank our GM and Vice President Joan Barrett and our sponsors for allowing us to put this together for you all. But take advantage of things like this that come up throughout the industry. Network and connect now. There are various places where you can go now and connect and network, join groups such as this, and continue to get more information. And then, of course, learn all sides of the television industry. Some of you have been on multiple of our sessions and learning about engineering, learning about news, and we love that. That is a great part about learning about being part of a television station, is being able to at least understand all the aspects of the station. So learn everything you can. And of course, pursue an internship. I know this past year has been difficult for many of us, particularly you students and those that haven't been able to get an internship, but I think we're turning the curve. And there are a lot of things in the near future that will give you an opportunity to have internships. And I'm certain we'll dive into that at later sessions if you haven't done so already. But that's some of the things you can do right now. So again, very exciting to be a part of broadcast sales and all the fun stuff that comes in it, earning potentials, you name it. We're going to toss it back to, I guess we have some questions, right? Is this Q&A time?
It's Q&A time. So I think you guys know how this works. We'll put them in the chat. You can say, I want to ask a question, or put your question in the chat, and Stephanie will moderate this for us. I should start off, they weren't as direct about it, but I did talk about this, right? That account executives, the people actually going out and selling, are generally some of the highest compensated people, right, at a station. And sales management, that is, what is the old saying? You eat what you kill. So there's a opportunity to go out and make more money than having a set salary, like a lot of other people in the building. What you're able to do, you get the reward of that. So that's another positive thing about considering account executive or marketing consultant positions like that. All right, Stephanie.
All right, our first question comes from Julie. Do you normally have enough time to practice your presentations? Have you had to improvise a pitch before? And if so, how did you know how to structure one in a short time?
I love that question. Lauren, who wants to take that?
Rick loves the question, but Lauren.
All right, I love the question. Okay, I'll take that.
I got it.
You got it. You go.
So here is what I would recommend. I generally, going back to the confidence and going back to the belief in what you have to say, you're going to want to give yourself enough time to practice a presentation. You never want to go into a meeting unprepared. I think that it means more for a client, to ask for an extra day and go in fully prepared than to just kind of try to wing it. Because sometimes you only get one chance. So you want to make sure that you're fully prepared with the best solution that you possibly have. But sometimes it is a day turnaround. And, we have done a very, very good job, and we have a lot of support here where we've got a lot of things already put together. So you can take a piece from this and a piece from this. And it's a lot of things that you're already really good at pitching, and a lot of things that you've already practiced so many times that then you just got to, think to yourself, what's going to work? Let's compile these pieces together. And then you have it ready to go. But again, I would always try whenever possible to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success by giving yourself enough time to fully prepare. What would you say, Rick?
I was going to echo exactly what you said, but to answer the question, if you ever had to improvise a pitch, absolutely. No two pitches are ever the same. Advertisers always throw a wrench in something, want to ask a question. So to Lauren's point, being extra confident in your business and knowing your craft, right? Look, I wish we knew everything, and we don't. And every single day, whether we're a leadership team, whether we're AEs, we're always sharpening our saw. For lack of a better term, we're always learning and getting better at what we do. So when we're in front of advertisers and they throw a question at us, we try our best to answer those things. And yes, sometimes we may have to improvise on a pitch, but it's okay when we're in front of our advertisers to say, you know what, I don't have that answer, but let me get back to you so we don't tell them anything wrong, because building trust is the main thing that we can do with any advertisers. Because at the end of the day, if they don't trust you, they don't want to work with you. You want to be able to gain the trust of an advertiser. So very, very great question. I love that.
Keep in mind too, like we have an Olympics pitch right now. What is the size of the full deck? Like 50 slides?
50 slides easily. Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
And I've been on many Olympic pitches, and a lot of the AEs might only use 10 or 15 of those. They craft them. So your sales manager and your support staff will help you put those pieces together, and then you tailor it for the client. So you're not starting from scratch every time. There's tools to use.
Absolutely.
The next question comes from Shayla. Is there a set amount of deals that should be made each day?
Well, that's basically what we're talking about with time management skills, right? At the end of the day, you are in, like Lauren has mentioned, you're your own business, you're an entrepreneur. How much money do you want to make? Do you want to sell something every single day? Absolutely, we encourage that. But we always take the time to look at our goals. We don't ever want to just pop up and this is what we need to do today. We're very methodical of how we go to market. We look at what we need to do 6 months from now, a year from now, and figure out how can we get to that achieved goal. Is that talking to 10 people a day? Is that talking to 20 people a day? Is there a certain set amount? No, there isn't. But we want to make sure that we put you in the best position, and yourself, obviously, to get to the goal that you're personally looking for. And of course, what we need from a station standpoint, because at the end of the day, the revenue that we create at the station helps propel the entire station. At the end of the day, the lights don't stay on for free. We have to make sure we get to where we need to get to.
Yeah, and you can see Nicole put there in the chat, your untapped potential. Which is amazing as an account executive. So you, like I mentioned, you're truly an entrepreneur. This is your business to grow. So, you figure out what works for you and what it's going to take for you. And again, back to those time management skills, what you have to do every single day to, like Rick mentioned, get to where you as a, individual want to be.
But you're never alone at the end of the day. We talk about time management skills, but you're never alone. You have a wonderful team. And back to those skills, teamwork. Teamwork is everything. Our environment that we have here at CNC is amazing. Our leader, Nicole Henderson, she speaks on that all the time and making sure that we gel perfectly together. And we love that because we're able to bounce ideas off of each other. So you're never alone on this road at all.
Shayla, also, like what the managers try to do is they call cold calls, where you're calling people that have not done business with us. And then there are also what we call CNAs, customer needs analysis, where you dive deeper and you get that appointment like Kelsey did with the dog. So her video was her cold call, and then she got the appointment. And then she does a customer needs analysis on how she can help that business. And so your managers will say, we need you to make X amount of cold calls a day or week, and you're targeting X amount of CNAs a week, because we call that getting that in the funnel. And, if you make 30 cold calls, you may only get 10 appointments, CNAs, that lead to maybe 2 closed deals, right? So you've got to keep that funnel wide at the top so that you end up with closes at the bottom. Did that make sense? Did I get that right, guys?
Absolutely. You hit it right on
You
it.
sure did. And then Stephanie in the chat also mentioned you're given so many tools and training resources to help you along the way, and you really are. So we do a great job of training. We'll take a certain industry like home improvement and say, if you're calling on a heating and air company, these are great things to talk to them about. So you're given so many tools to be able to make sure that you succeed.
All right, I'm graduating college this year with a marketing degree. What do you suggest as a good starting position in sales for a newcomer like me? This is from Adelaide.
So I think Rick, I think you should take this one.
That's a very good question, because me and Lauren actually asked ourselves this question before we started. It can go either way, right? We have, again, we have great positions in sales, right? It's truly what it is that you feel comfortable with coming right out of college. Have you worked in sales prior? Do you have some of those skills that we just went over? If so, then going into an account executive is great. If you're looking for more of a stair step, where you want to get your feet wet, understand the business in the street, and we have our account managers and our traffic coordinators are there. We talked about this. Lauren and I both came out of college and went straight into our marketing consulting roles or AE roles. So we never deter that from anybody. You absolutely can go there. And that's a kind of conversation that you can have with either this leadership team or whenever something becomes available, just to reach out and see what you feel, more comfortable with. But there is no wrong answer there. It's all about what you feel is your comfort level about going to into the business itself. Did I answer that correctly, Lauren?
You did, absolutely. And sometimes too, there's opportunities, a little bit quicker. I think that Bill kind of alluded to this yesterday. Sometimes smaller markets and things like that to learn the business there. That's what I did. So I actually got my start in, I know we've talked about market numbers throughout the week. I got my start in market 103 as an account executive. And now I'm here at Charlotte at market 22. So, there's obviously opportunities there, much like there is, with your reporters and MMJs and things like that to grow that way as well.
All right, another question. What level or types of math courses do you need to take to get into sales?
Well, my boss is here. I probably shouldn't just say this, but I actually was a radio and television major. So I actually only had to take one math class in college. But I would recommend that it is important to be able to obviously do math. Rick, on the other hand, is a math whiz who can just do math in his head so well.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's not trigonometry or anything like that, as much as I would love to learn that, or calculus. But knowing math is actually, very helpful, because at the end of the day, when you're talking in front of an advertiser, you want to be able to, bounce some numbers off. You want to be able to be kind of quick. Again, nothing dramatic, right? I don't need you to do trig or anything. But understanding the basic of math and algebra and being able to multiply. I mean, that's all you really need. And a love for math, like
percentages.
I do.
It's percentages,
Yeah.
right? It's being able to use an Excel spreadsheet is very handy, right? But really, any math of a college graduate ought to be enough math for you in this job. And then some people are particularly good at it, maybe like a Rick who loves to really analyze and dig in, but that is not a prerequisite necessarily.
Good question.
And I just wanted to add to the cool thing about working in broadcast sales and working with clients and trying to figure out, what could really help them, is that you really get to tap into your creative side, and you get to tap into your creative coworkers too. So we all kind of come together for a lot of clients and brainstorm what we can do, whether it's a sponsorship, or a special tag that you might see on TV, all kinds of different options. And we all come together, all departments. So, Lauren and Rick and Nicole will come in to us. We'll come with our creative. So like the Olympic spot that you saw, that Hyundai Hometown Heroes promo that you saw, we, all come together and plan how to do that. We use our on-air talent. So it's a meeting of the minds, a synergy that we come together and really plan, okay, so we've got this client and this is what they need. And we really come together and brainstorm and come up with a great concept and then execute it. And then that's what you see on air. So it goes even beyond, just working with the sales department. We really all do work together.
Very much so.
I think in sales, and you guys can chime in, but the hardest thing is, do you have that ability to call up someone you don't know and try to get an appointment and get in front of them, right? Because that's the first piece of entry to being a successful salesperson. You can't be shy. You can't be timid. You're going to have to pick up the phone or drop in a business and make a cold call, as we call it, right? So if you have that in your personality, like you're kind of fearless and that doesn't bother you, and calling somebody or a rejection doesn't bother you, then the next step, you have more help than probably anyone in the building. Our account executives have account managers and sales managers and traffic people and training, and Tegna supports them, and the marketing department supports them. I help, I mean, that group of people is really well supported in most operations. There's a lot of resources to help you get better and help you be successful. And at the starting point, you got to be willing to pick up the phone. And if you are, this is a great area for you to think about with a high income potential.
As Joan mentioned, rejection comes hand in hand with sales, right? But like we'd like to tell our people, if someone tells you no, well, that's just a no. That is the start of the conversation. Because you tell us no, it's more like, well, why? And we dive into it. What do we need to do to make you successful? So a no is not necessarily the end. It's more of the start of the conversation for us.
Any more questions, guys?
All right.
One more. Do you all have a favorite commercial from the deals that you've made?
Oh, I have several of them. The ones that I can come off the top of my head here at the station will have to be, again, the Hyundai Hometown Hero spot that you guys did. Again, it's wonderful to sell something to an advertiser, but to be able to give back, and the way that our marketing and promotions team have put together these wonderful spots to ask the market to give us nominations for their heroes. It really touches the heart threads, and that's probably one of the ones that I truly do love year in and year out.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with Rick. It always is the best when you're doing good. So you're doing good for the community. So those sponsorships, like our Hyundai Hometown Heroes, like he mentioned, we do the magical toy drive to be able to provide toys for kids in need every November and December. We do Clear the Shelters to be able to help pets in need every year. So those are the ones that really make the difference. And then sports also are near and dear to my heart. So anytime that I've ever been able to, really work with our local sports teams, like the Charlotte Knights and things like that, with them, we've gotten really creative. And, we put their logo on our weather forecast the day that, they have home games and things like that. And, being able to have those conversations with them and help them is always something that's special to me too.
Keep in mind, a lot of the community reach out and things we do in the community, sales is partnering a client with us on those things. So because a lot of businesses want to do good in the community as well, right? And that's one of our missions, right? So we partner together to do a toy drive or a pet adoption. So you get to do those kind of fun things too. Okay, well, you guys have been great. Great questions. I hope this opened your eyes to maybe a career path you hadn't thought about it. In case you missed it this week, we will get all of these sessions posted on our website. And our goal is, if you've registered, we'll send you an email when those are ready. So you can go back and maybe check one out you missed, or want to see one again. And then at 2 o'clock today, our marketing team that supports both our news effort as an internal in-house agency and our sales team helping serve clients with the marketing solutions for the clients. That's what our marketing team does. And again, another wonderful opportunity of a variety of career paths on the marketing team. So with that, I want to thank our lovely trainers. Thank you very much. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to our sponsorships, right? John from the CSB Media Arts Center will be talking about the scholarship information and how you get that. And if you didn't sign up, you can still register for the marketing session at pathways@wcnc.com. Okay, so with that, we'll wrap it up. And thank you also to our other partner, the Charlotte Area Association of Black Journalists. All right, everybody, have a great one. See you later.